Phantom Blade Zero is a dark fantasy from S-Game that combines thrilling combat with a dark, mysterious world. Already from the first announcements, the game attracted attention with its atmosphere and dynamics, and now we can take a closer look at what to expect. Phantom Blade Zero takes us to a unique world where ancient Oriental traditions intertwine with dark fantasy. Inspired by Chinese culture, the game offers a dark and intriguing setting that resembles a combination of mystical legends and gothic fantasy. In this world, you will find ancient ruins, temples lost in the mountains, forests full of deadly dangers, and cities where the inhabitants live under the constant threat of invading evil forces. Each location in the game is imbued with gloom and mystery, creating an atmosphere that instantly draws the player in. The developers paid great attention to the details of the environment, and it can be seen in every scene. Whether it's an abandoned monastery where time has stopped, or mystical forests that hide hundreds of years of history under their cover, each location comes to life thanks to the richness of visual design. The world of Phantom Blade Zero is not just a place of action. It is an individual character that influences events and reveals its secrets to the player. At the center of the story is the hero known as Dark Blade. Fate led him to the path of revenge and redemption. But in a short 66 days, he has to survive, reveal the secret of his curse, and fight powerful enemies. The plot promises a dynamic and dramatic narrative that will develop as you progress. The protagonist will not only have to fight, but also make decisions that can change the course of his destiny. One of the most discussed features of Phantom Blade Zero is its combat system, which the developers call Kung Fu Punk. It's a unique combination of traditional martial arts with elements of futuristic fighting techniques, creating a unique style. While most action games strive for spectacular and fast fights, Phantom Blade Zero emphasizes strategic thinking and skill. Each fight requires precise movements, meaningful counterattacks, and deliberate actions. The combat system is based on the interaction with the enemy. Players need to block blows, use combo attacks, and find weaknesses of enemies. But in addition to reaction speed, tactical decisions are also important here. The outcome of battles will depend on how and when to use your abilities. For example, in the moment of danger, you can use special attacks that require time to recover, which adds an element of risk and reward. The game promises a variety of weapons and skills, each of which can be developed and improved. The developers were clearly inspired by the Souls series, where every battle is a real challenge and any careless move can lead to defeat. Nevertheless, Phantom Blade Zero is more dynamic and entertaining than most typical hardcore action games. What makes the game even more exciting is the variety of enemies. Players will have to fight against different types of enemies, from fast and agile fighters, who are skilled with weapons, to huge monsters whose one mistake can cost lives. Each enemy has its own unique set of skills and tactics, and the approach to them must be found individually. Special attention should be paid to bosses. They promise to make not only difficult, but also spectacular. Bosses will be the culmination of separate parts of the plot, representing epic battles that will test the strength of all the skills of the player. Each battle will be like a separate story, dramatic and intense, with unique mechanics and spectacular moments. Phantom Blade Zero is characterized by a striking visual aesthetic. The game is based on Unreal Engine 5, which allows to recreate incredible detail of characters and environment. The world of the game literally breathes atmosphere, shadows, light. The smallest details of the environment create the feeling that you are in a living, breathing world. The gloomy corners of ancient cities, dark forests, and terrifying temples make the player feel like a small part of a huge world full of dangers. The environment and atmosphere work in tandem to keep the player constantly in suspense. The somber soundtrack emphasizes the dystopia and mystery of the world, heightening the emotions of each battle and each encounter with the enemy. Visual effects in the battles add to the spectacle, making each fight truly cinematic. Phantom Blade Zero promises to be a real gift for fans of dark fantasy action games. The game combines a deep combat system mystical atmosphere, and an exciting story. Although much remains under the veil of mystery, it is already clear that the game attracts attention with its style and gameplay. If you are looking for more than just action and are ready to dive into the world of complex fights and mystical mysteries, Phantom Blade Zero is worth looking forward to. King.